Madison baseball. Madison baseball. You say that and it's just amazing. It's just so special. These bring special memories and pride to all of us in this gym. Thinking back, hot dogs between trees, double or nothing games, can ball at Wellington Park, over the line games from the time you were 7 through high school. My players in the varsity level would love over the line rather than practicing. Teammates, high school teammates, friendship for life. Coaches that were amazing role models for us young men. Winning and losing games, mostly winning, and overall a brotherhood and sisterhood that exists to this day. Whenever you run across or speak with other Madison baseball players, it's just a special brotherhood, and it's just pride tradition is all I can think of. Our first speaker today is our amazing Mr. Wiitala. He coached for 4 years, head baseball coach in the early 60s, and was a coach during the first 2 state championships. He returned to coach 1 more year in 1973. A very distinguished and lengthy career as athletic director at Madison, mentoring coaches and people for decades. He finished his career down the district athletic office as assistant AD. Sounds familiar. Baseball welcomes Mr. Wiitala, who's our leadoff speaker today. Let's give Mr. Wiitala a round of applause.
Hope I can get through it. Memories. Walk in this gym and think of if these walls could speak, the stories we could hear, the great triumphs, the victories, the few times that we tasted bitter defeat, but all of it a part of the education process. I have to tell you, I'm a little bit disturbed. I loved the article that was in the Oregonians today. John Canzano deserves applause and some phone calls and letters expressing what community high school sports can mean to young people. There's a quotation. A while back I had, well, it's been my pleasure for years, since I retired in '96. It's been my pleasure to meet with former athletes, students, have lunch, receive a phone call or a letter from them, trying to thank me for something that happened in the athletic program that was of help to them in their everyday life. And the quotation that I would like to hammer on is taken from one of the young men that was meeting with us. There was 7 of them in the room that day at lunch. They were all super businessmen that all made successful careers. Now they were in their 60s. And this young man I say because I'm old. He said, everything I needed to know in life to be successful, I learned on the athletic fields and courts at Madison High School. To me, that's the reason we have athletics, the reason that Madison baseball is here, the reason that I spent my life as a coach, athletic director, and then administrator. But I know that I know what athletics can do for the individual. I also know what it can do if it's run poorly. And I think these coaches here, those of you who played for them, realize that they tried to do it right. We weren't always perfect, but I think anyone that's close to the program knows there was a real effort to do what was best for the kid and helping them along to a career. I hope that the current trend that Canzano's article was alluding to. So many of our high school athletes leave home and play on club sports teams, hither and yon all around town. And it's a good thing for the individual. But the community, the sense of oneness, the team attitude that comes from growing up together, living together, attending school together, all being in one mold and one goal of winning a championship. We're losing that slowly, and I worry about that. I want to thank Coach Erdman, Coach Gasser, organizing this reunion. It's a real honor for me to be here and I'd like to introduce the teams, the players that are here that played for me. I was privileged to be the coach in 61, 62, 63, 64, and 73. And if you're here and played in 1961, would you stand, please?
All right, yeah.
Hello, Jim. I didn't see you come in. What a bunch of scrappy. This group was picked to finish 5th or lower that first year. It was the first baseball team that I'd ever coached. We scrapped and got these things together and ended up winning the city championship. We went on and won the state quarterfinal. We met Beaverton in the state semifinal. And 2 nights before the meeting, the game with Beaverton, I had met with officials from the state senior all-star game that was played every year in Eugene, where all the all-star seniors from the metro area would play the state all-stars. Not one of Madison's kids were selected to that all-star team. They didn't think you were good enough. And I was burned. They finally relented and would take one of us as an alternate. But that tells you this was a team, not a bunch of all-stars, but they all could play and they could scrap. So when we played the semifinal, I told the kids it's subs against the all-stars. And sure enough, we beat them. It was a bitter contest. They couldn't accept that defeat. We had people following us home on the bus yelling at us. Now, this ended on a sour note in that the kids did everything right on the field, playing, competing, and winning. We adults let them down. We had an ineligibility ruling. We forfeited our games, and we didn't get to play the state final. It was not anything that any kid did. It was a thing that 3 adults slipped up on. And I want that understood. I admire the way these kids competed, and I admire even more so hearing from them afterward and hearing that we have mayors and we have colonels in the service and we have principals in high schools around here, middle schools around the town. They went on to successful lives. Class of 62, where are you? Anybody here? There you go. Line up again. '62. You'd think we have a little bit of respect by now, you know, having won the year before on the field. But again, they reluctantly said we might finish 3rd. Well, this class of 62 scrambled and won. I think it was 8 one-run ball games that we won that year. and we won the city championship, the second in a row. What a bunch. Class of '63, anyone here? Here we go. Apologize, just as Jeff has, but when I started putting this together and say, what could I talk about? I want to talk about each one of you. But I know we'd be here 67 years to get through all the accomplishments and things. So forgive me, and let's hope that we can have lunch someday and I can tell you personally what you did, and how I appreciated your contribution. The class of '63, now people begin to think maybe we were for real. And yes, we had a senior class, we had outstanding pitching. We even had one guy that went, we had two off that team that went to the majors. That was a good team, 20 wins and 1 loss. We won city, we won state, and I have to mention one name. Rick Wise pitched. He went down to the All-Star game, and they finally decided Madison had some kids that belonged down there. And he struck out 22 batters. That's the last I saw of him. Class of '64. Thank you. Well, the papers felt that the big guns are gone. You lost your 2 senior pitchers. Your pitching staff this year will be a couple of juniors. You're not gonna repeat. And class of '64 proved them wrong again. They won the city championship. We went on to state and won the state championship. Played. And this one was Klamath Falls the year before, and this one was trying to remember. How do you win a state championship and not remember who you with? It's a 3-0 win. Steve Chamberlain beat Klamath Falls in that one. That's the one. The year before was Pemmican that Rick White shut out 5-0. This one we won 3-0, and after being Dick McLean telling me that Chamberlain couldn't shut out Klamath Falls, and he gave me a great scouting report. Chamberlain followed that report, pitched a great game, and we come in with the second state championship in a row. 73, I got out in 65, Dick McLean took over. 73, we couldn't hire a coach. The district was short of funds. They said we were without a coach, so they let me come back for 1 year. And class of '73, we do stand. This time, the PIL was split into East and West divisions. And Wilson was favored to win the whole thing. They were in the West division. We were in the East, and of course Grant was expected to be the power again. But we were there. And we ended up winning the first 7 games of the season. We were 7-0 in the East. Wilson was 7-0 in the West. And they were coming to Madison to play us, and it was a big thing in the papers, a big showdown between the Senators and the Trojans. And of course, Madison whipped them again. This class of '73, Lompa and Scott combined and shut the Vaughn and Trojan team down. I'm so proud of the way this team competed. We had leadership, we had all kinds of things that we could do with the type of kids that we had on that club. So we didn't get, of the season, we were to play Wilson for the city championship, 2 out of 3. And at the time, the breaks of the game, we weren't at full strength. Wilson did beat us in the playoff. But let me remind you, Wilson went on in the summer to become the third place team in the World Series, the Legion World Series. So, you know, it took some kind of a good ball club to beat us even when we weren't at full strength. So I applaud, again, there's 5 teams, they all won a championship of some kind, and I had the honor of throwing out the ball and watching them do their job. I thank you so much for your attention and for your support for the good years that I enjoyed here at Madison. Thank you.